You dig what I'm saying? If they all hollers, I'm a counterfeit. Yeah, I wanted money, I couldn't enjoy it.
It's your boy, yadiiiig, 4 eyes, 2 G's, and today we're here to talk about how Playboi Carti is a new form of a star in today's modern rap era. After breaking out in 2015 and waiting over 2 years to drop an official debut project, it's finally happening. The Playboi Carti experiment has paid off and it's officially Carti season. Although a lot of you I bet watching this video have been onto Carti for a hot minute now, we didn't really know whether we would see Carti transition to the mainstream like he has. And as it took longer and longer to finally drop his fucking debut project, it seemed less and less likely that we would ever see Carti blow up. But with 2 songs rising on the Billboard Hot 100 as I speak, and a successful debut tape selling 28,000 in its first week, it's safe to say it's paid off. And this has proven a few things. Number 1, his fanbase is very loyal and very dedicated. Number 2, his mainstream stardom is impending. And number 3, we are likely going to see Carti stick around for a lot longer than just this tape. But how he has handled himself and his public image is so vastly different from what is expected from artists nowadays. And in this video right here today, I'm going to discuss how Carti has set himself apart from his peers, making chess moves to diligently mold and craft his image and his music to be so uniquely sparse but still wildly sought after. Whereas today's artists will do everything in their power to be as loud as possible, Carti has taken the less is more approach. And we are finally seeing the plan that Carti had all along come to fruition and pay its dividends. But how has Carti done this? Well, enough talking, let's dive right in. Also guys, make sure to follow me on all social medias, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, but let's get it. Social media has been praised as one of the most powerful tools for 21st century artists to utilize. They can use it to connect with fans, stay in contact with them and update them, and they can also use it to get people listening to their music. If you're watching this video, there is a good chance that you follow your favorite artists on social media, and there is also a good chance that that artist is ruthlessly active on social medias, providing updates about every little intricate detail in their life. But we love it and we fiend for it, and more so with newer age artists today. They know the potential of creating controversial or funny moments, or even just generally keeping fans updated on what they have going on. From Yachty to Uzi to Pump, all of them are very self-aware of staying active on social media and how this helps their brand. Carti on the other hand has taken and studied everything that modern artists do to keep in contact with their fans, and basically says, fuck that LaMayo, let me just starve my fans instead. He literally has 10 Instagram posts in the last year. To put that in context, and at the time of recording at least, Lil Pump has had 10 Instagram posts in the last 2 weeks, Lil Uzi Vert has had 10 Instagram posts in the last 5 weeks, and Lil Yachty, just like Lil Pump, has had 10 Instagram posts in the last 2 weeks. Those numbers really speak for themselves. He also keeps his tweeting at a low, and even his Snapchat presence pales in comparison to famous Dexter's hourly Snapchat of his jewelry. We are so accustomed to having every single moment of an artist's life accessible at a click of a button, but when an artist like Carti comes around who doesn't have that same level of transparency, it creates an intrigue within us to where we want to know more about Carti, but we simply can't because he's so conscious and meticulous of what he puts on social media, limiting tweets, posts and pictures. Even more so, he is very hands-on with how he is portrayed by others on social media. I've even heard stories of Carti DMing people who have posted a photo of him that he doesn't like the looks of, asking for them to take it down. He is so meticulous in carving his own image. Furthermore, often information about Carti, his music and what he is doing doesn't even come from Carti himself. He leaves it up to many of his known public figures to announce things for him, post pictures for him, and to keep us updated on what he is doing. For example, rather than tweeting about what the fuck was going on when it was April and he promised the mixtape in March and his whole fanbase was at his neck, he got A$AP Rocky to instead. Instead of posting about the release of his first single from his tape, Lookin', which was coming that night, he got Gunna, a photographer of his, to post about the release. And even more so, when the song actually came out, he didn't even tweet a link to the song at all. Literally, the first official song from his debut tape, and Carti doesn't tweet it out. In fact, during the period leading up to the release of the tape, when we were getting no information from Carti directly, Gunna actually became the unofficial news source for all things about the tape. And before Gunna, we had Ian Connor as an unofficial source of Carti information. This meticulous and deliberately sparse posting on social media from Carti, in conjunction with his well-known friends providing these short, little updates and tidbits of information, sort of elevates the character of Playboi Carti from a tangible artist to some sort of shrouded mystic being who is behind a layer of thick smoke, where you can kind of see him but you can never quite get the full picture. Where if you want information, you aren't going to get it from Carti himself, you were going to have to go to this Twitter, to that Twitter, to this Instagram, to that Instagram to try to piece together a full story, leaving fans desperate for any word, post, or even better, music from Carti himself. I mean, technically Carti still hasn't even tweeted out his album link. All there is a retweeted ASAP Rocky tweet and a link in his bio. As the old saying goes, you want what you can't have, and Carti exploits this like no other artist coming out right now. It isn't even just his social media rather, he does the same thing for his music. If you had to list some of Carti's peers and contemporaries, the list of names would look something like Lil Yachty, Lil Uzi Vert, Famous Dex, Rich the Kid, and a few others. The names themselves though aren't really important. The point is that all of those artists I just mentioned released multiple projects in 2016, and have even had projects out in 2015, and some of them before that year as well. Releasing multiple projects a year, or even just a single project a year, has become the norm, the expectation, and if you don't release constantly to keep up with our generation's ADHD-like attention span, we will quickly toss you away and dismiss you as irrelevant. People have been saying the same thing about 21 Savage, claiming he has already fallen off, yet Savage Mode was his most popular release yet, and wasn't even released a year ago. It seemingly doesn't matter how good or popular your previous release was. If you haven't delivered consistent projects, the internet is very quick to dismiss you as irrelevant. That's why Carti's case is so wildly unique. He gave us 5 or so official Carti tracks throughout 2016 and has given us only one project since getting on in 2015. Furthermore, his music isn't located in one central place, and often songs that get released of his he doesn't even bother to mention, like Black and White and Pump Fake, which were released by Big E and Ethereal respectively, but Carti doesn't even mention or acknowledge them in the slightest. Rather, his fans are left to Instagram accounts and Twitter accounts to find out about them. To put some numbers behind this, minus official projects, Uzi has around 70 songs that were released or leaked during 2016. Lil Yachty has around 170. Keep in mind, those numbers do exclude official projects, so including actual projects, that number is probably around 90 to 100 for Uzi and around 190 for Lil Yachty. In comparison, Carti only had 38 tracks in 2016. And just a heads up, I'm using Gwappi's compilations as a source of reference here, and quick shout out to Gwappi because he does a lot of work so fans can enjoy all the music. But getting back to the point, when you even out Uzi's and Yachty's numbers, Carti is releasing less than a third of the amount of overall music than his competitors, and he has only one single project over 3 years, whereas Yachty, Uzi, and basically everybody else coming out right now are on to project number 4, 5, 6, 7, etc, etc. Those numbers there should put into perspective just how little Carti is releasing. His debut project was originally slated to come out late 2015, and then that turned into late 2016, and then that turned into March 2017, and then it eventually came out in April 2017. To maintain a fanbase and buzz for that long off the strength of very little music, no projects, and no mainstream success is admirable and a testament to the success of the marketing strategy that Carti has employed. Just like the handling of his social media, Carti's musical output is uncharacteristically low and scattered for someone who is still on the come up, and I think the success he has had from this approach to rolling out his music is the exception rather than the rule. Playboi Carti is redefining what it means to be a successful up-and-coming artist in 2017. Remember, we aren't comparing him to your Drakes and your Kendricks, we're comparing him to your Pumps, your Uzis, and your Yachty's. And his deliberately scarce social media output in conjunction with his off-kilter but nonetheless very successful rollout of his music makes Playboi Carti a new form of rap star, the likes of which hasn't been seen in this current generation. Alright guys, that's all from me today. Thanks a lot for watching. Please like, subscribe, and follow me in all social medias for more.